need some good weather for that big festival this weekend, Lace.
Looks great this weekend coming up across Oklahoma. Cool mornings, mild to hot afternoons, and no rain in the forecast. Is great for outdoor activities, bad for the drought and fire danger, and just too much rain falling. This is a live shot from Fort Myers, Florida, which is going to take the brunt of major Hurricane Ian. We're already seeing this area devastated with power outages. I don't know how this webcam is still working, but it is. Waves have kicked up. We've been seeing winds in excess of 85 miles per hour at times on radar near this location, and it's just getting worse. Kind of worst case scenario as the storm is making landfall. It ramped up to a Category 4 earlier. Now it's just below the limits of a Category 5 hurricane, and in the last 20 minutes or so, you'll notice the eye has become very well defined, more symmetrical, also clearing completely out, and that is not what you want to see. That lets you know the winds around that are spinning perfectly. You don't want perfectly spinning winds. You want those disorganized and disrupted, because when they get really symmetrical, that allows them to ramp up in intensity. And winds have been gusting upwards of 190 miles per hour within those bands of the eye wall. So here's what we're expecting for Florida now through 7 o'clock. The winds are ramping up. The strongest will be in that time frame. Some areas 25+ inches of rain. Storm surge. This number keeps upping with every update because the storm is intensifying. Could be up to 18 feet. Keep in mind, when you're talking a 2-story building, they're typically about 20 feet. Yeah, so coming up well into the 2nd story of homes and businesses, and winds to at least 155 miles per hour, sustained for a while. Now in Oklahoma, far cry from anything like that. We don't have a cloud in the sky. It's 67 degrees, southwest winds 5 to 10, 70s down to the south, some 60s in northwestern Oklahoma. There's a weak boundary, surface low up to the north, and what that's doing is pulling in some cooler temperatures, winds out of the north versus a south wind for the rest of us. We'll have a light east wind in the metro later today. Approaching near 90 once again. Our average is 80, and we just keep having these temperatures above average, dry conditions, low humidity, and that is causing the fire danger to continue to just ramp up and up and up. And we're seeing numerous wildfires across the state, and that burn ban list is growing. I'll show you that in just a minute. The jet stream winds coming in out of Canada, and that is going to steer in from the Gulf Coast, taking it right across Florida and then up into the Atlantic. Could come back into the Carolinas later. By the way, those are freeze and frost advisories for the Great Lakes area. Yeah, not us, not Oklahoma. Closer look now on radar. This is the Tampa Bay Radar, and here is Port Charlotte all the way down to Cape Coral. Fort Myers will be the hardest hit area, down to Naples as far as wind is concerned out of the system. And look at the eye there, crystal clear and perfect circle. That is a very powerful hurricane, and likely one of the strongest hurricanes to hit this portion of Florida in a very long time. Winds already to hurricane force on the coast, and that's why these numbers are skyrocketing now, closing in on 160,000 customers without power, and that number will just blossom through the day today, unfortunately. Waves within this anywhere from 15 to 25 feet. And here's the storm surge. This is when the hurricane acts like a bulldozer and just pushes big old waves up into the coves and all the way up into all of the different bays. So you'll see Fort Myers 12 to 15 feet, Port Charlotte 15 to 18 feet, same thing back down towards Naples as well. And then the rain on top of that further inland. Orlando, by the way, under a hurricane warning. Orlando, Florida will have hurricane force winds out of the system later today, and the tornado threat continues as it turns across the peninsula of Florida as well. So a catastrophic storm, unfortunately, for the state of Florida, and we're going to keep you updated through the day on the impacts, because we all got friends and family out that way. As far as the current burn bans in Oklahoma and the lack of rain, I've been showing you this all week. We keep adding counties to this. We've added Seminole now. Dewey County's been added, and as well as Cimarron County in our area, Garvin County as well, and that list keeps growing with the lack of rain. Now tonight will be mild, a little windy. We don't need wind across Oklahoma, but we'll have some gusty winds tonight. Tomorrow 80s, a few upper 80s in the southwest. It'll be a little cooler in Oklahoma. Now there's a slight chance of rain tomorrow night into early Friday, mainly in western Oklahoma. A few spotty showers, and you'll notice in the metro, we look to stay dry and clear, taking you all the way through the next 9 days. Back to you guys.